name is Jacob Cabral. I'm a staff engineer here at Keysight Technologies, and I am here today at the Automotive Customer Center in Novi. Today we're going to be looking at our antenna test demo. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so let's look at what we have set up here. We'll start with our MXG. Our MXG is a vector signal generator, and this generator actually has a RF built into it, so it can do a little bit more complex signals, including modulated XM signals, which is what we're generating here today. We're taking that modulated XM signal, feeding it directly into our SiriusXM radio here, and that's going up and being split. It's first going to be split into our SiriusXM receiver, which is just hooked up to the speaker here, and it plays a 5-second tune. Turn that down for now. And then from there, it's being fed into our Field Fox. Our Field Fox is a kind of all-in-one RF and microwave analyzer. It has a ton of stuff built into it, including a network analyzer, a spectrum analyzer, real-time spectrum analyzer. It has a lot. Today, we're using it for its spectrum analyzer. And from there, we're just measuring the signal power as well as kind of the occupied bandwidth of the signal. So, what can we do from here? What can we measure? We kind of have it set up to measure both the sensitivity and the saturation. For the sensitivity, we're just kind of trying to see how much power the signal needs for this receiver to be able to read it. From there, what we can do is just turn down the power on a signal generator here till we lose the signal both in the Field Fox as well as the signal on our radio itself. In fact, if we turn back up the music, you hear nothing. The signal is no longer being picked up by the radio. Now, on the flip side of that, we can also measure the saturation of the signal. So if we turn back up the power to the point where we can hear the radio, just to prove, there you go. You got the radio back, you can see the signal back in the Field Fox. It's all working in here. If we continue to turn up the power, we can kind of see on the Field Fox here, the walls of the bandpass filter that we have are kind of starting to break down. That's because that first amplifier in the circuit has been saturated to the point where it's kind of being ignored. It's not doing its job anymore. And that extra power is actually leaking out of the circuit and slowly raising up the noise floor. And that's kind of what you see on the sides here. So that can measure the saturation. Now we can potentially do the same thing as the sensitivity and turn it all the way up so we can no longer hear the music. But if we do that, we risk the potential to break some of the components. We don't necessarily want to do that, nor do you really want to do that in the real world. So this is kind of good to see where it starts to saturate so you don't overpower your circuit. So if you have any further questions or would like any product selection assistance, education, or training, feel free to reach out to any of your local contacts. If you are unsure of any contacts, you can also reach us at 1-800-829-4444 or reach out to us on Keysight.com.